What's happening, TFG Sports Media? What's happening, sports fans? I am Kendrick, the sports guy, again with TFG Sports Media. We're doing a quick cut in. Today was the start of NFL Free Agency 2024, and we have had a lot of movers and shakers already happening. See if any pop in real quick. I just want to give you an update. It's steady transactions are happening. But the deal is today is the legal tampering period where players and their agents, they can negotiate with teams, they can get contracts in place, agree upon terms, but they cannot officially sign these contracts until the opening of the new NFL league year, which will be on Wednesday, March the 13th. But we already got a lot of news happening with some signings that's going to be happening. We got running backs that's leaving teams. We got quarterback leaving one team to another. It's a lot happening, but let's go ahead and jump right into it. Make sure you like this cut in. Make sure if you haven't already subscribed to TFG Sports Media as well on YouTube. Make sure you share this. Again, we got a lot going on. One of the news that just came down, I just saw that the Green Bay Packers, they have signed running back. They will sign, haven't, but they agreed to terms with Josh Jacobs, and that came out of nowhere. Didn't know that the Packers were looking to do that, but they have reached a deal with former Raiders running back Josh Jacobs. The Packers have, and they also have informed Aaron Jones that they will release him. Man, my Packers. If you don't know, I'm a Packers fan, and Aaron Jones he's been a solid running back for the last couple of years with the Packers. This past season, he had a couple of injuries. He was nicked up a little bit, but he's always been a performer, and he's definitely I call him the Cowboys killer, because when he played the Cowboys, he would always go off. Now again, Jacobs, who's 26, he was on the franchise tag last year. But the Raiders decided not to try to get him extended. So they let him walk, let him become an unrestricted free agent, and now he is headed to Green Bay, the frozen tundra, as they said. Now, as far as Jones, he averaged 5.5 yards per carry last season, over 97 games with the Packers since being drafted by Green Bay in 2017. In the 7 seasons with the Packers, Jones, who's 29, he's still fairly young, he had rushed for 5,940 yards and scored 63 total touchdowns. So again, that's the news coming out of Green Bay. Green Bay will sign former Raiders running back Josh Jacobs, and they will release Aaron Jones. Also, the Packers, they're going to release David Bakhtiari. That's a wrap for him in Green Bay after 11 plus seasons with a whole lot of injuries. But before he got those knee injuries, Bakhtiari is one of the best left tackles in the game. But the Packers have decided to release him. Now, another news coming out the NFC North: Kirk Cousins. This dude right here, man, his agent needs to get a Hall of Fame plaque, because this guy has made a lot of money. Well, the Falcons will have a new quarterback, and his name is Kirk Cousins. You heard that right. They have agreed to terms on a 4-year deal with Kirk Cousins, according to his agent, Mike McCartney. Now, a source told ESPN's Adam Schefter that Cousins' deal is worth $180 million. That is $45 million per season, including $100 million guaranteed. Kirk Cousins has made a lot of money being a average quarterback. He's not great. He's not trash. He's average. He could always get you to the playoffs, or at least get you a division title, but he just has never been able to take that next step. Now, he's coming off an Achilles injury too, so he probably won't be ready. I don't see him being ready the beginning of the season. So, but that's where the Falcons are going as far as what they're gonna do. With Desmond Ridder, I'm assuming he's probably going to still be their backup at this point, far as for the Falcons, or Taylor Heineke. I forgot who was there. So we're going to see what happens with that. But again, Kirk Cousins is headed to Atlanta. He will be in the NFC South. And what can you say about Kirk Cousins? He's a four-time Pro Bowl selection. He ranks fifth among active quarterbacks and 24th all-time with 39,471 passing yards in 12 NFL seasons. Cousins 270 touchdowns, ranked 20th all-time, and he has 110 interceptions. He also has rushed for 958 yards and another 19 scores. So again, Kirk Cousins is leaving Minnesota. He's headed to Atlanta. Now Minnesota, who are they looking for? Who's going to be their quarterback? That's a good question because we also know that Russell Wilson, he's going to sign a one-year league veteran minimum with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was reported on yesterday. So now the Vikings are looking for a quarterback. So we're going to see what happens with that. Now, let's go back to the running back position. Former Cowboys running back Tony Pollard. He is headed back home. He's from Tennessee. Well, he's gonna sign a 3-year, $24 million deal to be the Tennessee Titans running back. That was first reported earlier on today. So the Cowboys did not. They franchise tag Pollard last year. This past season he played under the franchise tag. But they decided to let him walk as an undrafted free agent. And so that means most likely Derrick Henry will not be back in Tennessee. So he's open. Will he fit? His name had been linked to the Cowboys for a minute. What about the Texans now? We'll talk about the Texans here in a second because the guy that we thought was going to be going to Houston, he's done an about face. But the Cowboys, they let Tony Pollard walk. He will be headed to Tennessee on a 3-year, $24 million deal. Also, another running back out of the NFC East, DeAndre Swift. He's leaving the Eagles. He's headed to Chicago, Chi-Town. He signed a 3-year deal, $24.5 million deal with the Bears. So the Bears are looking to shore up that running game because they're looking to probably draft Caleb Williams out of USC. And so to take a little pressure off for the young fella if that is the route they go. And the other running back in the NFC, he's staying in the NFC East though. That is Giant Saquon Barkley. He shocked a lot of people, and he signed a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. You heard that right. Saquon Barkley, he is headed to the city of brotherly love. And most people had him pegged going to the Texans, which I thought was a good fit, but nope, he did an about face. So he signed a 3-year, $37.75 million deal. He hadn't signed it again. I keep saying sign, but they got the offer there. They can't sign it officially till Wednesday. But he got a 3-year, $37.75 million contract that could be worth up to $46.75 million and includes $26 million fully guaranteed at signing. This is what sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. That now beats that franchise tag that they played at most of the running backs last season. His per year salary now with the Eagles will be $15.833 million, which would be the second highest for a running back in NFL history. So again, Saquon Barkley, he's staying in the NFC East. He's headed to Philly. And Phillies look like they trying to load up. They had two long-time greats retired this past week. They had, hey, Carol, how you doing? They had Jason Kelsey, who had been with the Eagles for 10-plus seasons. He retired last week. And then they had Fletcher Cox, who just retired. He announced that on Instagram a couple of days ago, who had been with the team 10-plus seasons, 11, 12 seasons as well, 6-time Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ, all that good stuff. So now the Eagles are loading up on the offensive side. Again, they signed Saquon Barkley because they did lose DeAndre Swift to the Bears. So that still leaves the Chargers. Austin Eckler is still out there looking to be signed, as well as Derrick Henry. So those are the two running backs that's still out there. Where would Derrick Henry end up? Would he end up in the Cowboys, or were the Texans, or Austin Eckler? Where would he end up? Some people are saying he may end up with the Chiefs, Austin Eckler, or possibly with the Cowboys. So it's been a lot going on. Again, today was the day that players and their agents could talk with teams to get contracts in place, but they can't officially sign them until Wednesday. So again, that is just a little bit of what's some of the big names that went down today. I mean, they coming in, they coming and coming and coming. But I was shocked that Josh Jacobs signed with the Packers, and the Packers released Aaron Jones. Again, I'm a Packers guy, and that's one that kind of shocked me and threw me out the loop. So the Packers decided they wanted to go a little younger, even though Aaron Jones is only 29, Josh Jacobs is 27, but he had that hell of a year 2 seasons ago. Josh Jacobs did. So I guess they decided they wanted to go another route. Now the Jaguars did sign former Buffalo Bills wide receiver Gabe Davis will sign him to a 3-year deal as well. And so those were some of the bigger names, the bigger signings, the bigger things I wanted to get out there. So again, NFL free agency, it will end. I think they got up until 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for this to be done, for all the wheeling and dealing and putting the contracts in place. And so they got another about 10 minutes before they wrap this thing up. So we'll see what happens with Derrick Henry. We'll see, and we still got some wide receivers out there, free agent wide receivers as well, that outside of Gabe Davis, that's on the clock. We got left tackle Dallas Cowboys Tyron Smith. He's out there. We got quite a few players out there. Odell Beckham Jr., we have him still out there. We have wide receiver Calvin Ridley that's out there as a free agent. Edge rusher Chase Young for the Niners, he's out there. Cornerback Stephon Gilmore for the Cowboys is out there. Jadeveon Clowney for the Ravens, he's out there. Linebacker Devin White is out there. Quarterback Ryan Tannehill is out there as well as edge rusher Dorrance Armstrong for the Cowboys and running back A.J. Dillon for the Packers. Most likely he won't be back. So again, that's all the moves that's been happening on today. Again, yesterday we had a trade. The Patriots traded quarterback Mac Jones to Jacksonville for a 6th-round draft pick this season. I told you just a minute ago that Russell Wilson, will sign a 1-year veteran minimum, $1.5 million, I think, with the Steelers. But the Broncos will still have to pay him at least about $38 million because whatever he signed for, the Broncos can subtract that from what they owe him. So he signed for 1.5, so they still gonna roughly have to pay him the $38 million that he is owed from them releasing them. Again, I just said quarterback Kirk Cousins, he's headed to the NFC South. He's going to sign with the Atlanta Falcons. And quarterback Baker Mayfield, he did sign an extension with the Buccaneers, a pretty good deal. I think 3 years, $100 million, I want to say, 50 of it guaranteed. So he's staying in Tampa Bay. Who would have thought that we would be talking about Baker Mayfield would be the one that would succeed Tom Brady in Tampa Bay and ended up being their quarterback of the future? Who would have thought it? But that's what's happening in Tampa Bay. So that's your NFL free agency update with your sports guy Kendrick. Make sure you keep it locked here to TFG Sports Media for all your sports info and entertainment. And like I say, anything else come out, I'll update you. But right now, those were some of the big movers and shakers. And if you missed it again, former Giants running back Saquon Barkley will sign with their division rival, the Eagles. He got a pretty good deal that will make him the second highest paid running back in NFL history. He's staying in the NFC East. Tony Pollard is leaving the NFC East from the Cowboys. He's heading to the Tennessee Titans. And the Raiders, former running back Josh Jacobs, he's leaving the Raiders to head to the NFC North with the Packers. So those are some of the bigger names that I wanted to get out there. So you guys, keep it locked here again to TFG Sports Media. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You can like and share this. And also click that notification bell, most importantly, so you'll be notified when I go live, when I post new content. And make sure you go check out some of the other content that's already posted to the channel. So again, I am Kendrick the Sports Guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.